So this is one of the dogs right here that deserves to keep on living and playing and fetching. And this dog is good at fetching if he'll ever learn to let go of his toy, because he he just likes to do this stuff. What a great dog though. What a great dog. Come on, Mac, you ready to go? Come on, there you go. Ah! Saturday, April 29, 2022, Dan Greider, probable cause. It's taken a lot of equipment, a lot of time to get to this point, but and I've been told, don't try to combine so many subjects in each video, and I appreciate that. Frankly, I have to, because it takes me so long to produce a video that I gotta cram them full of each little subject. So sorry, that's all I can say. Got my new condenser mic here. I'm trying that. I think it's going to be okay. I am not high tech, but it's taken me a long time to get this thing figured out in software. Channels A, B, stereo. So audio's coming off of this right now. Let's talk about Trent Palmer. Last night, here's what happened. This thing happened to Trent Palmer 2.5 years ago. If you didn't watch Trent's video off of his channel from last night, he premiered the whole story. He sat down in front of the camera and told you the whole story. It's unbelievable. It's totally unbelievable. Basically, what the FAA is saying is that if you go fly by and take a look at something and don't like it, if you didn't land there, then you're illegal for doing a flyby, because only as necessary for takeoff and landing. And since you didn't land, you're in violation. So here's a comment for that. What you should have done was land your plane. This is left over from the movie. I thought it was kind of funny. But in the chat room last night, we saw Trent Palmer, and we put that thing together. The chat room had more than 6,000 people in it at a particular time. The chats, the live chat off this thing was going so fast you just couldn't watch it. It was totally fascinating, and we got 100% buy-in from everybody that understood the story and understood the implications of what the problem was here. Here's the lady who's responsible for making this decision. Trent has appealed his NTSB decision. Remember, when you're a pilot and you do something wrong, it doesn't go to a normal court. It's the FAA and the NTSB team up together. You don't get a jury. The FAA prosecutes it, and the NTSB has a division called ALJ, Administrative Law Judges, and they don't send a jury. They send one guy. Now, this guy they sent to this deal for Trent was a fun guy. He was definitely a fun guy. They sent Mr. Fun for this thing, and Trent had some fun with this one. I'm going to give you all the detail on that later on, but I'm kind of fired up. Mr. Fun had a lot of fun with Trent on this, and I'm not a fan of the whole thing. Here's the lady right here that's going to decide the appeal process. Her and her board members will eventually ultimately decide the future of Trent's appeal. Now, I want you to know that Jennifer Hamady is her name. She does have a moped Category C certificate, never flown an airplane, not even a pilot in any way, but she's going to get to be the one to decide the future and what's right is right. Here she is, Jennifer Hamady. Here's Trent explaining, and I want you to watch in real time here. Watch this live chat go on here.
Now back to this informal conference. My attorney and I were explaining how this inspection pass is a necessary part of an off-airport landing. And you guys have seen in past videos of mine my process for landing somewhere new, that I always am going to make multiple inspection passes to assess the surface quality and the feasibility of the landing spot. But you guys don't just have to take my word for this. Now this right here is the Off-Airport Ops Guide. It's a publication from the FAA. It's a publication from the FAA. It's a publication from the FAA.
So a little over a week ago, actually, last Thursday, we had a twin Cessna 340 crash in Atlanta, Georgia, crashed in Covington. I happened to be in the area, grabbed a camera, went out there, and I looked at this. I jumped in my Honda. I've got a 1996 Honda that gets really good gas mileage. Here I am going down the road. You can see this Honda, 422,000 miles on it, still going strong. I'm going to take this thing all the way to 1,000,000 miles. This thing's 32 miles to the gallon and never quits. I drove it all the way up to Covington, Georgia. I spent the day up there. I shot video. I ran into some other actual legitimate news people up there. Here's the airplane, November 84 Golf Romeo. 2 people died on this thing. And here's a video of the actual crash scene that I was able to get from a security camera. Check this out. This is a VMC roll. This airplane did not do a touch and go. This airplane did a low approach of some kind, And in the process of the low approach, the right engine did not, I'm not sure if it was feathered or failed, but anyway, the right engine didn't get hurt very bad, and the left one was developing full power and impact. Here's a video of the actual crash scene of November 84 Golf Romeo. Here's a picture of some of the debris being hauled away on a trailer, and you can notice this engine right in front of it is the propeller that's almost undamaged. And then I've got another picture of the other engine, and the other prop doesn't look near as good. Let's move along. Next topic is the caravan crash out in Idaho. Young freight pilot named Brittany was tragically killed. Here it is in the headlines here. One killed after plane crashes into Idaho during flight from Salt Lake City. Yes, I'm working on this. I have been working on this 10 hours a day. This is probably one of the most profound stories I have ever heard of, and I am on this. This was not her fault, and I know that you find that hard to believe, but you're going to understand when I finally put this all together and show you this was not her fault. The tower that she hit was definitely below MDA, and you would think that if she hit a tower located below the minimum descent altitude, that it would definitely be her fault. Wrong. It's not her fault, and I can explain to you the whole thing why it was not her fault and who all the parties are that go into this thing. I have been in constant contact with her family, especially her father. Her father did not call me. I called him. Her father did not call me to try to get me to clear his daughter's name. I called him once I figured out exactly what happened on this crash to inform him that his daughter did not do anything wrong. She followed procedures. TERPs, it's our FAA TERPs. The P in TERPs stands for procedures, and Brittany followed the procedures to the letter, and I've proven that. We've gone out and test flown the approach afterwards. We've looked at the autopilot, the G1000, the caravan, the approach path, everything that was set up. This was definitely not Brittany's fault, and I have got to tell you all about it, but this is a monster project. I have spent a tremendous amount of time on the phone. I've got all the correspondence, the email, the documents that shows that what went on behind the scenes prior to this crash that you're just not going to believe. This is a picture right here of Brittany's funeral, provided to me with permission from her father. This is a tragic loss of life. Another one, not that any others are any less. This one is even more tragic because it did not involve pilot error. This was Brittany out doing her job, doing exactly what she was taught, doing it the right way. Our condolences to this family who is still to this day struggling with this tragic loss. YouTube, man, YouTube, I want you to look at this graph. This is where I started. Now, this is subscribers. I don't really like subscribers because they hurt my algorithm, but nothing I can do about it. Here's my YouTube channel that I've had since 2005 or something like that, 2007. I've had this thing a long time. Look at the graph. A year ago, this thing has gone from 0 to 79,000 subscribers. My minutes watched are crazy. So that tells me you guys do like the content. It tells me that I am getting my point across. And even though you don't like the way I ramble and run my mouth and shoot from the hip and jump the gun, some of you don't like that, some of you do. I'm trying to cut back on that a little bit. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to get better equipment. But the results are the results. I have been doing well. If I make a mistake here and there, that's part of the deal. For every 98 I get right, I get 2 wrong. But at least we're learning. Even if I got something wrong and we learned something because of something that I got wrong, we still learned something off it. So it doesn't do us any good to hide this under a bushel for forever and let this stuff just stay hidden. NTSB has the job of taking these accidents, collecting up the wreckage, hiding it in a warehouse, and never talking about it again. 3 years later, they're going to come out with a report that says we have no idea what happened next. And that's all that happens. NTSB is not doing their job, and we're not getting any results. In the old days, it used to be 1% mechanical failure and 99% pilot error. Now, today, I'm sorry, let me turn that around. In the old days, it was 99% mechanical failure and 1% pilot error. Today, pretty reliable. It's almost always pilot error. 1% mechanical failure, 99% pilot error. We have got reliable engines, airspace, and airports. It's our pilots that are making the mistakes. Proficiency, training, and knowledge are going to help us prevent going forward in the future. My YouTube channel has done good. Here's what I want to talk about next. Many of you have asked, and I do appreciate it a lot. I have put so much time into YouTube and these accident videos and stuff like that. It has tremendously cut into my income. It's cut into my time. It's cut into everything. I have started this thing called airborneanimalrescue.org. It is for sure not a 501c3. However, I can tell you it is for sure a nonprofit. I don't collect any money. I have not collected any advertising or sponsorships off of this thing. It is definitely not a 501c3. So don't accuse me of telling you that I have a 501c3, because I do not. Here's my statement to you. I do not want to be censored in any way by being involved in paid YouTube advertising, Patreon, Buy Me Coffee, GoFundMe, sponsorships, or gift obligations. If you appreciate my efforts to bring my content to this platform and our volunteer work in animal rescue, you can help defray some travel, time, equipment costs by transferring a very small amount to any one of these 4 social media payment networks. So I'm going to try these: Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and Zelle. Any one of them. Now, I'm talking a small amount. I'm talking $1, maybe $2. If you don't like me, please don't give me anything, and don't send in crazy money. I'm not asking for crazy money. I'm asking for a little bit of help to keep on going and justify being able to put this amount of time and effort and equipment into producing videos. If you have any one of these apps and you want to try it, send me $1. That would be okay. If you don't want to send me any money, that's totally cool. Just watch the videos and learn and stay alive. If you really like a video and you can slide me $1, that's a tip. Now, when we play music and banjo and bluegrass things, we always put out a tip jar. I don't ever beg for money from on stage and say, please tip us. I know that if our band is good and we're hitting on all cylinders, you're going to throw a 5 in that tip jar every time. It always works. But I would never go on stage and say, I need money for shoes, please give me money. Give me $1 if I'm doing my job. If I'm not doing my job, don't give me any money. That's the only way I can tell if I'm actually connecting and if you appreciate what I'm doing here or not. So if you appreciate my efforts to bring my content to this platform and our volunteer work in animal rescue, you can help defray some travel, time, and equipment costs by transferring a very small, I'm talking very small amount to anyone else. Now, about animal rescue. I'm retired and I've got a DC-3. I have used my DC-3 in the past for a tremendous amount of hurricane relief and dog relief, getting dogs out of kill centers where these dogs are being collected after a flood, a tornado, a hurricane, something moves in, and all these shelters, these public shelters for animals, are overcrowded. The only thing that they can do is euthanize them overnight, and they kill 50 and 100 at a time in these disaster areas. The only way to prevent that is to airlift them out of there. And we've used the DC-3 numerous times for that in the past. I have that capability. I'd like to get volunteers and people to help me. I would like to be able to go into these areas and have the DC-3 ready where we could come in and lift out 50 dogs at a time and get them out of there. Once they're out, they can be redistributed to other areas not in the disaster area. They can be cleaned up, get their shots, get everything taken care of, and they can be re-orphaned out to new homes and new families. And I think that is a fantastic plan for not killing these animals just because they were involved in a natural disaster. So help me with that. It's just an idea. It's a .org. It is not a nonprofit, but if you want to donate $1 towards my efforts to get the DC-3 rigged and ready to go, to especially coming up this fall here for hurricane season, for getting large amounts of animals out of disaster areas, that's going to be the goal on that. So here's the QR code for this. I got 4 of these things. Here's Venmo. All you got to do is hold your phone up to this thing, and it brings it up, and it's all totally secure. There's PayPal. Hold your phone up to this one, and PayPal will pop up. Here's Cash App. Hold your phone up to this one, and Cash App will pop up. Here's what for Zelle. Dan at Dan Grider is my email. If you want to Zelle me $1, maybe $2 at the most. Don't go crazy. I'm not needing shoes or milk. Don't go crazy on donations. This is not an orphanage thing here. If you can help me with some costs and help me justify continuing to do more videos, that would be totally awesome. But $1 or $2 at the most, if you truly like a video, would be all we need here. And we're going to give that a try. I hate, like everything, even talking about money, just because of all the scams and ripoffs. So I'm going to leave it that way. I'm not going to get involved in all that other stuff. And again, I'm not saying that any other YouTuber or social media person that asks for Patreon or advertising is immoral or wrong. That's not it at all. Each person does what's best for them, and there's nothing wrong with asking for Patreon or putting ads on YouTube ads. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not for me. And if you've noticed, I'm a little bit different sometimes, most of the time. I just don't get into that. I don't want to sell merchandise. I don't want to do advertising. I don't want to do GoFundMe. I don't want to do that stuff. All I need is a little nudge from a few people here and there with a buck or $2 to help me with my travel, put some gas in my car, and buy me a couple more tacos on the road. I can get a lot done. I've actually got most of the equipment here set up now, and I'm doing pretty good, but I'm still a one-man show, and a little bit of help would be good. Let's try it out and see what happens here. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and I'm going to go back to flying airplanes, which is what I do for a living. I'm a pilot. I've just had my income cut into pretty severely in the last 60 days by messing with accident videos more when I should be out accepting flying offers and flying jobs that I'm actually supposed to be out working, and I've been here at the house editing videos. So it's starting to cut into my fun money, starting to cut into everything. So something's got to give here. The good thing is I don't need much. I live pretty economically, and I don't need much to get by. So we're going to try that. I appreciate thank you for all your help on everything. I appreciate all your comments. I want you to know I do read every single comment from every single person every time. I see every one of them. I cannot respond to all the emails and comments. I can't give everybody a heart. But if you make a really good comment, or if you really have a really nice hateful comment, I like those. Some of these people that create those hateful comments, I mean, they are a special kind of stupid, and I totally enjoy those. So if you're gifted in that area, I could give you a heart for that. Anyway, I gotta go, gotta get out of here. Gotta get this up and on the air. My name is Dan Grider, and you're watching Probable Cause.